As some of you might know, I've recently upgraded my PC and, well, I kind of went overkill with it and got a 5090. So today we're gonna find out how well games actually run on it on an ultrawide monitor. What's really the difference between an ultrawide and just normal 2K gaming? An ultrawide is 344 pixels by 1440 and a normal 2K monitor is 2560 by 1440. So that's around 50% more pixels, I believe, and it's actually almost 4K if you see it like that. Anyway, today we are gonna test it in a few different games. Starting with, I would say, we're gonna start with the finals. I'm using these settings: no frame generation, 3K, no resolution scaling, everything on epic. Here we are in the finals. A pretty demanding game, I would say. Now for some reason the 1% lows don't really work on this game with MSI Afterburner. I don't really know why, but anyway, we are hitting around 140-ish FPS with no frame gen, keep in mind. And what's also kinda interesting is that we don't exactly reach 100% GPU usage, which I believe is because of a bottleneck. Because if you look at the CPU, it's at 75% and it's usually a lot lower, so I'm just gonna assume it's a pretty CPU based game. So yeah, I do currently have a Ryzen 7 950 X3D, and I believe it might be bottlenecking my GPU a little bit there, which is totally fine because 140 FPS is more than playable on max settings. Now what's also kind of interesting is the GPU is at 75 degrees. Yeah. I am scared. I am scared. It's not like it's that hot that I would say there's something wrong with it. And I actually believe it's because of how my PC, because of my PC case. Because that just doesn't really let much air in for the GPU. And I'm actually gonna fix that by getting a custom panel for it. With some holes. So here you see it. I don't think the GPU really has that much space to breathe there. But yeah, as I said, I'm gonna fix it by getting another panel. Then it's probably all gonna be good. I'm also planning on undervolting it, because I think you really have to do that with a GPU like the 5090. Now, for the next round, we are gonna go for some settings that I would realistically use. And what I would use is definitely DLSS. Because in my opinion, there's just, at least with DLSS quality, that just isn't really a difference that you can see realistically. DLSS quality. And let's also go for some frame generation, cause why not? Now with DLSS quality and frame generation, we are hitting 250 FPS. Wow. Yeah, that's solid. That's really solid. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I know there's a lot of people who hate frame generation, who call it fake frames, I don't know. In my opinion, it's amazing. And I can totally understand that you don't like it. There is artifacting. I don't see any of it right now, but there are people who are really sensitive to that. And okay, I actually don't even see any artifacting here. But something like that would usually be a place where there is a lot of it. And I know there's some people who really are sensitive to it. Okay, there isn't any here either. But yeah, in my opinion, it's amazing, and I don't see any of it. Now, what I kind of want to try also though is how it would look without frame generation. Disabled. Now, without frame generation, we are looking at 130 FPS. Yeah, like 130, 140. Now, what really confuses me is that we are pretty much hitting the same FPS as we did without DLSS. And another thing is that the GPU usage is only at 70% now. Before we had DLSS activated, it was at 80 or 90%. And now it's only at 70 to 80. I don't know, maybe that has something to do with a CPU bottleneck. I don't really know, to be honest. But either way, I would definitely play with DLSS quality. Simply to... no! No! Simply not to have the GPU at full usage. I'm not gonna lie, this game has amazing graphics. This is, in my opinion, one of the prettiest shooters out there. Look at all these reflections here on the ground. All of these shadows, all of that stuff. Now, something I do definitely have to note is that I have this other screen here, which is a 1080p, like, yeah, it's just a 1080p normal screen. And when I use both of them, I do get quite a lot of like really short black screens. I don't have any when only using one display. But the moment I use the second one as well, I get like really short black screens. When I, for example, open YouTube, then I open a video, I get a really short black screen. I open an app, I get a short black screen. I don't really know why. I'm just gonna assume it's because of driver issues. But yeah, it's honestly really annoying. I don't know if it only occurs when you have a ultra-wide and a second one for that. I don't know. But it's definitely annoying. Anyway, let's jump into the next game. Oh, next game, Cyberpunk. And let's actually put the frame rate to unlimited. We are doing 3K again, of course. Let's actually do reflex, yeah. Alright, graphics. Now for the graphics, let's do Ultra reset. No resolution scaling. Ray tracing. Let's just turn everything on. Psycho, field of view, on, high. Ultra, this can go to Psycho. Okay. And we are looking at, this time, 97% GPU utilization. Which, well, kind of proves my theory that the finals is really CPU dependent. Because if you look at the CPU, it's only at, yeah, like 40%. But we have 55 FPS. Which honestly absolutely checks out with the 4K benchmarks I have seen. Which were at, I believe, like 30, 40 FPS maybe. Let's get out of that car. Oh my god, this game is beautiful. Oh my god. God, I love that game. So yeah, we have around 60 FPS. Let's maybe walk around a little bit. Maybe also try to start a fight. After that, you look at these reflections. Okay, maybe I shouldn't just walk around on the road. Yeah, by the way, I don't expect any peak gameplay here. Oh, whoa, that's... How does he have that car? That's like the most expensive car in the game. Yeah, we're looking at like 50 FPS, which of course isn't really that smooth. It's not what you would want. And the thing with Cyberpunk is just... it has so much. It has path tracing, it has ray tracing, it has insane looking graphics. It's just... yeah. It's just like a game for the future. Let's maybe try to attack some policemen. And after that we're gonna... yo, I've never seen the statue. After that we are gonna check out Dogtown maybe. Oh, this literally looks like real life. This is insane. Yo, not gonna lie. If you would just take a screenshot here and show this to, I don't know, a 60-year-old person who doesn't know about video games, they would say this is real life. They would 100% say this is real life. There's no way they wouldn't. Oh, yeah, let's just... hey. Let's just attack some random people. I want to see if the FPS significantly drops in combat. Yeah, collecting on stars. And not gonna lie though, I don't get the 1% lows working for some reason. But this does not feel smooth. And I've actually heard that lower FPS counts, like 50 FPS in this case, feel way worse on a ultra wide than they do, well, on a normal monitor. Which I can definitely confirm. This does not feel good. Especially coming from the finals, the game we've tested before that, which was at 140 FPS. This is a really big downgrade. But yeah, the FPS seems to be really stable, even in combat. Here we are in Dogtown, which is the hardest run area, I believe. And we are still in the 50 range. By the way, I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie, having something this powerful right next to me really scares me. I mean, this boy is pulling pretty much 600 watts right now. And it's at 80 degrees. And yeah, for those asking, I actually unplugged the cable when I got the GPU and stress tested it and that. And they were not burned. And I didn't smell anything burned since then. But my god, am I scared. Yeah, now we are in this particular spot, which is allegedly bad, but I actually have more FPS here. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know what that was about. Maybe they optimized it? Okay, now it seems to drop in this area. Nah. Anyway. God, this is so gorgeous. Anyway, let's try it out with DLSS now. Now, we have it on DLSS quality. And we are reaching, yeah, like 67 FPS. So we have like 7 more FPS than we had before. Actually, no, we have like 17 more FPS. Yeah, now we're at 6. We're now at 70. Yeah, this is... I mean, it's still not what I would call exactly that playable. I mean, yeah, this is totally playable, but it's not what I would play at. But it's pretty good, to be honest. I kind of expected worse. Yeah, 70 FPS. With these settings, yeah. Let's maybe try multi-frame generation also though. Let's go with 2 times frame generation for now, and this is pretty much what I would play at. I would probably keep the FPS at maybe around 120 or something. just not to have too much of GPU usage. But yeah, these are the settings I would play at. Max settings, Frame Gen 2, DLSS quality. And yeah, the GPU is also like 4 degrees cooler now, which could be because I had to restart the game. There's something else I want to try. Actually, let's do 4 times frame gen before that. Oh my god, I was just wondering why the game looked so off, and I had the AMD transformer thingy, whatever, on. Oh yeah, yes, now it looks good. Okay, so don't use the AMD thingy. Maybe it was on some sort of performance settings, I don't know. I don't want to hate on AMD here. So now with the actual settings, AMD is great, especially value-wise. Now with these settings, we are hitting around 130 FPS. So I would probably cap it at 100 FPS actually. Just not to have 90% GPU usage and these temperatures. Ultra performance, DLSS. Ray reconstruction, yeah. Frame Gen 4. Yeah, we are at like 400 FPS almost. At max settings. Damn. It doesn't even look that bad, to be honest. I mean, it definitely looks a lot worse than DLSS quality. But to be fair, I don't really see that much of a difference in the higher frame gen. So for example, frame gen 3 instead of 2. But I do definitely see a difference in the DLSS levels. Maybe we can find some artifacting around here. And yeah, it doesn't look sharp in the distance. It's okay when you're close to something, but once you go farther away, it starts looking really bad. Now, one last thing I want to try. Preset. Let's put it to low. Okay, now we're at the lowest settings. Oh god. It looks like a mobile game. And weirdly enough, we are only getting around 500 FPS. It's also, we only have 60% GPU usage though. Huh, that's kind of weird. Maybe that has something to do with the DLSS or the frame gen. Now it's getting towards the 600. It's not that much more FPS, which is probably because the GPU usage is just going way lower. Oh, it's really hard to play that way. Oh, this is bad. Anyway, next game. Next game! Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And yeah, I recently bought this game, and man, I love it. Haven't really gotten that far, but I love this game. Gotta turn VSync off though. I actually had it capped at 72 FPS, because for some reason, let me show you that. For some reason, you can only cap it at specific FPS numbers, which is really weird. But whatever. Now, of course, we're not gonna use any resolution scaling. Settings are experimental, which is pretty much their way. Oh, gotta readjust that. Which is pretty much their way of saying it's super high. It's like the maximum. Here we are in the game. Oh my, this is another game that's just amazingly beautiful. This is, I'm not gonna lie, this is like the prettiest game I have played in a while. We're looking at 120 till 130 FPS here. Hello, Matthew. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, now it has kind of sunken down to 100 there for a second. GPU also is at 99%. 100, wow. So there doesn't seem to be any bottleneck here. Let's maybe go into this village. Not gonna lie, this literally looks like real life. This looks like real life. Nobody can convince me otherwise. The FPS seem to, yeah, stay at around the 100 mark. As I said, I'm not that far in the game. I don't know if there maybe is something like a big settlement, a big city, where the FPS might go lower. This is more or less the starting area. Oh, this graphic. Oh, this graphic. Oh, this is so beautiful. It even looks better than Cyberpunk. Not gonna lie, to some extent. If you would show me this footage with the HUD disabled and stuff like that, to some extent I would believe that this is real life. Especially in a place like this. I would fully believe that this is a real picture from real life. But let's try it with some DLSS now. DLSS. Again, we have less GPU usage. And also less FPS, or the same. Less or the same, I can't really tell. Okay, yeah, now we have like 10 FPS more again, as we did in Cyberpunk. Only thing I honestly don't like that much about the 5090, I actually gotta say that, is simply the fact that I am scared to run it at 100%. Because the power that this card can pull is insane. Like, you could probably cook something on it. But yeah, looks amazing. Looks amazing. Next game. Next one. Ark Survival Ascended. Yeah. I don't expect this to run well. Unreal, DLSS, FSR, okay. I think Unreal is some Ark thingy they have, so yeah, you can't play this game without frame generation. So let's just leave it at DLSS. Because it is arguably the best model for frame generation there is. No max frame rate. Graphics preset is gonna be epic. Yo, it already says recommended only for RTX 4070. This game is so unoptimized. Okay, here we are in the game. Okay, so we're hitting 100 FPS. But to be honest, it doesn't really feel that smooth. There are quite a few lags. Yeah, did you just see that? There was a lag there. It feels everything but smooth. I think this is only because of the game though. It's not because of the card, because the card is still in the hundreds. Not gonna lie. 120 FPS is 120 more than I expected. We have DLSS on. As I said, there's not really a way to turn it off. I mean, you could put it to Unreal. I don't know what that does. Oh, we can, okay, we can turn off frame generation. Yeah, okay, now without frame generation, we are looking at 70 FPS. The GPU is at 90% roughly. And I mean, it looks great. Oh, okay, now we're dropping to 30 FPS. Oh, God. Yeah, it's getting slightly more laggy here. God, look at these lags, dude. How unoptimized can a game be? Now let's go down here maybe. Oh, these lags are terrible. Yo, that's a cool dinosaur. What are you? Wow, I love that. Oh, there's a little baby. Gigantoraptor. Hello. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's not. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for Ark. Let's try the next game. Ark is so unoptimized, I won't even be borrowing too much. Here we are. In the last game for today. The ultimate test. Minecraft. We are at 2 render distance, no shaders. And yeah, we're hitting 500 to 600 FPS with 50% GPU utilization. This mod pack has, I think, like mods. 413. Yeah, it has 413 mods. Let's first maybe set a render distance to maximum. Okay, now everything is rendered. We can look pretty far. This almost feels a little bit like Distant Horizons. Yeah, we can even see this cloud city up there. And yeah, it's at around 200 FPS. With only 30% GPU utilization. That's weird. But that's not everything. Because if it would just be that, a 4070 or 4060 could probably run Minecraft somewhat decently at these settings. There is something else. Shaders. Now, we're gonna use the profile Ultra, which is the maximum. Yeah, with everything turned on. Absolute maximum settings. Let's see what we get. I think everything is somewhat rendered now. And we are looking at, wow, we are looking at, yeah, 80% GPU utilization. A lot more than before, which is because of the ray tracing, I believe. And also 160 FPS, okay. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I could even do to get below 90 FPS. This is 32 render distance, maximum shader settings. I don't know. I don't know. But maybe there's another shader. Insanity shaders. That sounds hard to run. Cinematic. Kinda dark looking. Yeah, it's probably going for that spooky scene. We are looking at, oh, we're looking at 80 till 100 FPS. So this seems to be more demanding than the other one. Okay, now it's 40 FPS, wow. Yeah, there are some weird spikes. You can also see in the thing here that the minimum is 40, average is 60, and maximum is 100. Yeah, this is running a lot worse, and the FPS are jumping like crazy. Though the GPU is only at 60%, and the CPU is at 50, 30, 50%. That's really weird. Maybe try one more thing. This is supposed to be some sort of really realistic resource pack. And yeah, 15% GPU utilization, I don't know. Yeah, the frames are not, nah, they're not really dropping when I mine something. Get some TNT. I mean, yeah, that did bring it down to like 50 FPS for a short amount of time. But yeah, it's not really a good pack to test that card on. I'm honest, it's really not that great. We could definitely do some sort of trying to destroy my RTX 5090 with Minecraft video. That could be really cool. And yeah, with some 8, well, what was that? With some 8K texture packs maybe. And that stuff, that would really be cool. But all in all, I would honestly say that the RTX 5090 is more than overkill for even an ultra-wide 2K gaming setup. You can't really fully stress it out without having like 150, 140 FPS, which is not really what you will ever need. It's like if you want to play on, let's say, 110, 120 FPS, then you could also just get a 5080. And yeah, it is a 4K card after all. It's insanely strong. I mean, it's the best card in the world for a reason. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. As I said, if you wanna play in 1440p, please don't buy your 5090. It's not a good decision. But yeah, see you in the next one.